Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. So today I decided that we should have a chat about patterns, because even though I have like almost 1,200 on Etsy, I bought myself 2 patterns this week from Etsy because I obviously have a problem. But it got me to thinking that I've never really talked about my process of dealing with patterns, like how I figure out kind of how my grading system works and things like that. So let's talk about my grading system first. I'll show you the 2 patterns I got so I can demonstrate to you what I'm talking about. So I have like 4 grading systems, or 4 levels for patterns is my grading system. Number 1 is uncut factory folded. So both of these 2 new patterns that I got, this one and this one. This one is a new pattern. It's only from 2011, I think. This one is from the 90s. So this is vintage. So when I get patterns, the first thing I do is I divide them into cut, uncut. This is an uncut pattern. And what I do with this basically is I do exactly what I just did. I open it up. I pull out the instructions. I see, are there 3 pages of instructions, because usually what will happen is if you look at the instructions, and this one actually has them together, but I'll take them apart so you guys can see it. If you look up here in the corner right there, see how it says 3 of 4? Okay, and this up here says, well, this doesn't say it, but very often over here it'll say 1 of 4. And I just make sure all of the patterns instructions are there. I make sure the pieces are still like this, factory folded. And these are photographed front and back, put online with the abbreviation UC, uncut, FF, factory folded. So that's what that means. Now, the next kind of patterns that I get are patterns that are the step below. They're partially cut. So it's a pattern and I'll open it up. And I know it's cut because I've already designated into the cut pattern area. And I'll look at it and like the majority of the pattern will look like this, but then some of it will look like this, right? So I'll go through it. I'll check it out. I'll make sure all the pieces are there. I will make sure that what the cut pieces are for. And then I will put it up on my site as being a partially cut pattern. I will designate which portions are cut. And then I usually, if I know that, like if it's the blouse was cut but the pants weren't, I'll just put something up that says like, blouse pieces cut, what condition they're in, and then, pants pieces are uncut. If it's a bunch of pieces like a suit and only say like the jacket was cut, I'll just put remaining pieces. Now there's the next thing, which is kind of like this. So this pattern is cut. If I go through a pattern and all of the pieces are there, that is cut and counted. By the way, for partially cut, I actually spell out partially cut. I don't put PC because I think it's too confusing to people. When I get one that's cut and counted, I put cut backslash, or I put C/C, cut and counted. I do the same thing basically that I do on the partially cut. I go through it. I make sure all the pieces are there. I see what the condition is. And then I photograph front and back. I actually tend to iron these so that they fit into the packages better if I need to. I don't always need to, but sometimes, a lot of times I do actually. And then I'll put all of these into the pattern envelope and I will take the photo of the front and the back, put them up online and describe the pieces in the pattern. Now the last one is wounded birds. This is actually a wounded bird. And I decided not to put this up online because it was a size 22. The reason it's a wounded bird is, first of all, the condition of the envelope. If the condition of the envelope or pattern's really bad, I consider it a wounded bird. The pattern itself wasn't bad as far as being cut. It was cut to the largest size, which is a 22, which is my size. So I've decided to keep it. And the other thing about this was it was missing pieces. It's missing a lot of pieces, but it does have all of the pieces for this skirt here, and I'll show you the line drawing on the back. It is a gourd, a multi-gourd skirt, and it has some type of a pleating effect at the top. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it was a wounded bird, and I looked it up. Now, wounded birds, I normally sell for anywhere from $6 if it was a super expensive pattern, if it was complete and in perfect condition. Like if it was a $25 pattern, I'll sell it for $6 as a wounded bird, as low as $3. Once patterns get below $3, I have to figure out how to group them, put them in lots, whatever, because it's almost not worth it with the shipping to sell these patterns. So this was a wounded bird, and I ended up keeping it because of that skirt piece. So that's my 4 grading systems. It's either uncut factory folded, which is a perfect pattern, either vintage or new. In the case of something like this, I will tell the person that the envelope is in like new condition, which kind of makes them understand that it's new. Whereas this is got some wear on it, so I would explain to them that there's some wear on it. When it comes to the partially cut patterns, other than newer patterns, everything I describe the wear on the pattern, the envelope. I describe the condition of the envelope. And then there's, of course, wounded birds. And I will absolutely describe, major damage like this. And that's kind of how I grade the patterns. That's why I say I've been working on the patterns a lot. It's not just that I take photos and put them up on Etsy and price them. When they're cut like this, and I have a lot of them cut, especially from that last order, the alpha male, he had a lot more cut than he said. Plus I have backlog of patterns that I've never been able to go through. So this time that I've had off from the surgery has been really great because I've been able to do this. So that's that. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys what my system was, because I know it sounds weird to say that I'm working on the patterns. So until my next video, which will be Tuesday, I don't know what I'm doing yet. Like, subscribe, comment. I hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful sunny day here in New Jersey. See, I've got like a lighter summery type thing on. And I hope it's wonderful where you are. Stay well, stay cool, stay warm, whatever you need to do. And until my next video, thank you for stopping by. And please leave some comments. I love them. Bye.